So what you want to do is you want to first go to the internet. And once you're on the internet, you want to go to where you see these 9 little dots, and it's going to be right up by your little icon. It could be the picture that you put for yourself, or it's going to have your initial for your first name. You're going to go to these and you're going to go to what says drive. And then your drive is going to come up. Everybody's drive looks different. My drive has lots of stuff in it. Your drive is just going to have the things that you are working on. That could be projects that you've turned in for teachers, but these are the first things that are going to pop up. This is what you're doing if you look at these 4 images that I have. You're going to go to new, and you want to go down to more. Once you click on more, Google Drawings pops up. So you're going to open up Google Drawings. And then you want to go to shapes, and you want to get a square. And you want to click up in the right corner and drag your square down to the bottom corner. Then you're going to go to, and you need to make sure this is blue and you have these little corners, like all of the little squares around it. And when you do, you'll see this paint can. Click here and you want to fill that and make it black. Next, go to Insert, Image, and search from the web. You want to look for an image that doesn't have a lot of detail in it, like an animal, a flower, an insect, something really simple. So I'm going to get a flower. And I want to pick a flower, not one of these, but just maybe a flower, a simple flower. So I'm going to come down and I'm going to pick this. Let's take this that has a hand in it. I really don't want that hand. I don't want to go too far down. So I'm just going to take, let's take this flower right here. Once you click on the image that you want, you're going to go to Insert. Okay, and it's not going to let me have that image for some reason, so we're going to go back to Insert. And we're just going to get a different image. So let's go back and let's just take that image. There we go. So I now have this image. I want this to be as big as my box. So if that happens to you where it says it won't let you use that image, you can't. So you have to keep going back until you can get an image that's going to work. Once you make your image as big as your black box, if you look, here's my black box and here's my image. They are the exact same size. You want that. So now you're going to go to here, the line tool. You want to click on the arrow beside your line tool. And you want to come down to where it says polyline and click there. You are now going to draw around these shapes. So I'm going to click, make a line. Click. Every time you change the direction, if I do that, it automatically stops my line. So I'm going to go and I'm going to delete that with my arrow tool. And I went up here and got my arrow tool. So I want my polyline tool back. When you have the plus sign, you have your tool. So you're just drawing the shape and you're clicking and forming the shape. Now I need to make the color of this. So I'm going to come, and that's pretty close to the color. And I want it to have a transparent border. So now I'm going to go to my next petal, and a mosaic has spaces in between. So I want that black to be in between my petals. So I'm not going to quite touch that one. And and these are going to stay the same color. And if you don't like the color, you can always go back and change it after. I want to do this little one up here. And then this next one. But remember, you want to keep a space in between them because you delete your picture when you're finished. and you only have the image that you've made with your polyline tool. But basically what I'm doing is I'm drawing these flower petals with Google Drawings. And all you're doing is you're just drawing each one of your petals. And so I'm gonna stop doing this part, and I just would draw every one of these. So I'm just gonna keep going around and drawing them. And I'm gonna switch now to the middle. So when I do that middle, I'm just gonna come here and I'm just gonna make this shape, but I'm not gonna make that part the thing. So I'm gonna change that color, and that's kind of like a grayish black. So I might make it like that, and it has a transparent border. So now, if I wanted to do these little circles, I could even come up here and make circles. Or if I'm gonna stick with my polyline tool, these are really hard to make, so you might wanna just do circles. So now I'm just gonna go back and try to get my petals done. But I'm gonna go over in a minute what your background needs to look like, because you can't leave it as a background. So I need to go back and grab this color, and that color is right there. So this background needs to be shapes. So you just need to decide, what kind of shapes do I want to put in my background? In that color, I'm gonna make it that color. And it needs to be a transparent border. And you want to have space in between those shapes, because the black line is going to be in between. And you really want to make shapes that kind of go together. So I don't want to just put a bunch of shapes that don't look like they belong together. And you can get creative and make them come like this. But the thing you want to remember is my shapes need to go together. And when you're finished, what you're going to do is I'm going to go up here, and this is your arrow tool. You come here, and if you hit backspace, it deletes, you delete. And this is what my picture is starting to look like. If you did that by accident, come up here to undo, and it brings your picture back. So you're just going to turn this into a total mosaic. When you're done, it might look like that, or even might look like my cat. And then when you're finished with these, you go up here to where it says share. So I'm going to go back to the one I'm working on. Here's this one. If I'm finished and I've done my whole picture, so when I'm finished, it looks like my cat, which means I've done everything. I've deleted the picture. I'm going to go to, but I'm going to come back to this one, share. I want to give it a name. You can name it whatever you want. Skip. I'm just going to skip that part. You want to type in LMC. There's me. Click here and send. I've now just sent that to myself, and I've turned it in. That's how you turn them in when they're finished. You have to do the entire picture, and remember, you have to delete it. I should not see that original picture underneath. I should see black lines in between your shapes. And you share it with me when it's finished. And like I said, you can do this before class. If you finish it before class, you share it with me before class. You need to check in for attendance only tomorrow. Have a great day tomorrow, and I will see you tomorrow. I cannot wait to see what they all turn out like. Bye.